Waiting is one of the hardest parts of life. Not because nothing is happening, but because it feels like nothing is happening. You pray, you hope, you try to stay positive, but days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months. And somewhere along the way, a quiet question begins to form. Why is nothing changing? Because waiting can feel like being stuck. Like life is paused while everything else keeps moving forward. But what if that's not true? What if waiting is not a pause, so are you, or but a process? And what if something is actually happening even when you can't see it? Let's be honest. We don't like waiting. We like progress, movement, results. We want answers quickly, doors to open, situations to shift. And when that doesn't happen, it's easy to assume that nothing is happening at all. But the Bible tells a very different story. Think about Joseph. He was given a dream, a clear vision of his future. But what followed didn't look anything like it. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. Years passed. Silence, waiting. If you looked at his life in that moment, it would seem like everything had gone wrong. But it hadn't. Because while Joseph was waiting, something was happening. His character was being shaped. His perspective was being refined. His ability to lead was being built. And when the moment finally came, he wasn't just ready for the position. He had become the person who could carry it. And maybe that's what we miss. We think waiting is about the outcome. But often it's about who we're becoming. Let's go deeper, because this doesn't just apply to Joseph. David was anointed as king, but he didn't become king immediately. There were years in between, years of running, hiding, facing battles. And in those years, something was happening. He wasn't just waiting to become king. He was learning how to lead. Even Jesus waited 30 years before stepping into public ministry, 30 years of quiet life, no crowds, no miracles, no recognition, just time and preparation. So here's the pattern. Before the visible moment, there's always a hidden process, but here's where it becomes difficult for us because we don't see the process. We only feel the waiting. And when we don't see progress, we assume there isn't any. But think about this. A seed grows underground before it ever breaks through the surface. Roots are forming, strength is building, structure is developing. But from the outside, it looks like nothing. Now apply that to your life. What if your waiting season is where your roots are growing? Where your strength is being built? Where something deeper is forming? Because if everything came immediately, you might not be ready to sustain it. And this is something most people don't realize. The blessing is not just about receiving something, it's about being able to carry it. And that requires growth. Now here's something even more personal. Waiting reveals things. It reveals your patience, your trust, your expectations. Because when things don't happen on your timeline, you're forced to face what's inside. Do you still believe when you don't see results? Do you still trust when things feel uncertain? Do you keep going when nothing seems to change? That's not easy. But that's where growth happens. Because faith is not built in moments of certainty, it's built in moments of waiting. Now let's shift perspective. Instead of asking, why is nothing happening? Ask, what is being built right now? Because something is always happening, even if it's not visible. Your patience is growing, your resilience is strengthening, your perspective is shifting, and these things matter. Because when the opportunity comes, you won't just step into it, you'll be ready for it. Now here's something that might change how you see waiting completely. Waiting is not wasted time, it's preparation time. And preparation often happens quietly, slowly, without attention. But that doesn't make it any less important. So if you're in a waiting season right now, this is not the end. It's not a delay. And it's not that you've been forgotten. It's a process. Something is being built. Something is being shaped. Something is being prepared. And one day, what feels slow right now will make sense. But for now, stay consistent. Stay faithful. Keep going. Because waiting is not where your story stops. It's where your story is being formed. If this spoke to you, comment amen and follow for more Bible wisdom that helps you understand what's happening, even when it's not obvious.